Hey guys, Brian Hunt here with you again. In this video, I am going over the Blackmagic Ursa Mini G2, my hands-on review. I've been using it for a few weeks and letting you guys know what I think about it. So first off, this is actually not my camera. This is from a rental house in Toronto, Habbi Films. Great rental house. I've had it for the last 2 weeks. I really wanted to try out the this camera, the Ursa Mini G2. It's a long name. I really wanted to try it out because was very close to buying this camera. I'm not purchasing it right now. I'm going to let you guys know why, but I always think it's great in a lot of cases to test out cameras when you can, to rent cameras before you invest in them, especially when you're making a big investment with something like a Blackmagic Ursa Mini, something like this, like a cinema camera. So first thoughts off, and I mean, one of the big reasons why I wanted to try this camera was after using the Pocket 4K when I rented it on a job in the spring last year. I ended up buying the 6K. I shot a bunch of different things with them together, a bunch of commercial spots. Awesome. And I really like a bigger camera, a proper cinema camera, or a proper video camera, if I'd say, less than a cinema camera, because I like built-in ND filters, what you have on here. I like having all my controls in a similar place. I like the size of the body. I like having a side grip. This feels like a real camera over the Blackmagic Pocket cameras. They're a bit strange. They have a very strange body. You have to use variable NDs in the front or use a matte box. Stuff that slows me down in the type of work that I do. Having something like variable NDs, built-in XLRs, it's a huge help. So I wanted to try out this camera. There's also the Slo-Mo capabilities on this for a bunch of the sporting stuff I shoot. And also just beauty shots. Slow-mo, like a lot of people say, everything looks better in slow-mo, and it's pretty much true, unless those things that are moving really slow, then they look better in time-lapse. But the Blackmagic Ursa Mini G2 does 120 frames per second, full sensor scan at 4K. That's pretty awesome. And I did a bunch of testing with this. I probably shot way too much stuff in 4K. You can talk to my editor, who was working on some other projects that we were cutting. I probably shot everything I could as B-roll footage in the 120. For a 60-second edit for what we were cutting, we were definitely speeding up majority of the footage quite a bit, maybe speed ramping it down, but having that option on this was a big deal, and that was one of my big considerations. And it's actually still, if I was going to go for a cost-effective camera to do some good slow motion, this would be the one. I did not try the 1080 300 frames. I'm really pushing more to do 4K and 4K finishes, and I'm getting more asked by clients to do 4K finishes and 4K delivery. So I'm really testing more on that. Big selling point for me on these cameras, like the Pocket cameras, is the Blackmagic RAW. Blackmagic RAW is magic. It is Blackmagic, and it is amazing. It's probably one of the best RAW codecs I've ever used, and it's definitely the easiest RAW codec I've ever used. We used a plugin with Premiere to work with it, and it's awesome. The flexibility you have with it, even shooting stuff at the 12:1 compression, things still look great. We have the SSDs, using that with the cable. The weird thing on this camera is how that goes on. So, you have the body here. It has to go into the side there, and you can't close this thing, and it can very easily get bent or get hit. So, I don't know if anybody else is making a cage now that would lock something in here and put some stuff around it, because that would make me feel a lot more comfortable. Also, I was just using a small rigs thing on top just to retrofit and kind of fit this on here. So it wasn't really a great configuration. I wish, again, I had a better configuration where I was putting my SSDs, but this worked great. I mean, we shot a bunch of stuff with this. We just shot a pretty big corporate spot as the main camera going to the SSDs. We shot another couple online commercial spots the other day with this, and I shot a bunch of other web content, and this over the weeks that I had it. I was shooting a lot in the cold out here in Canada, and I was having some problems with the LCD screen being lagging a bit, which I noticed on quite a few LCD screens. I was not getting that on my Small HD 502. Image still looked great on that, even in minus 15 Celsius weather. So that was a good thing to have, but just to kind of monitor on that with a LUT as well. So if you look at some of this footage that we shot, this was some footage I shot. I have a friend's coffee roastery. He has a big new roaster that he got that can do way bigger units, and I wanted to try out, again, the 120 frames per second 4K Slo-Mo. And I'm just so impressed and really shocked by how much I really love the image coming off of the Blackmagic. I just love the colors coming off the Blackmagic. I find them very smooth, very nice. The image is very clean. It doesn't look like a video footage, if that makes sense. I'm being not very technical here, but it looks more like a filmic look to it. And that's great. I mean, I think a lot of people call us kind of the poor man's Alexa Mini. And I think for a lot of stuff, this really stacks up with that. The downsides with this camera and why I'm deciding not to go with it right now is actually tomorrow I'm picking up my Sony FX9. I am picking that up, you know, going away from my advice. I'm picking that up before testing it out, but I know from if it's going to be working the same way the FS7 has and how much the FS7 was used, it's going to be a great investment. But I'm picking my FS9 tomorrow, bringing this back to the rental house. I was so close to buying this, but what I'm waiting for and wondering at NAB this year is Blackmagic at NAB 2020 going to announce another Ursa or something like this with a full frame sensor and dual ISO. So the Pocket 4K and the Pocket 6K have dual ISO. This camera does not have the dual ISO. It's the same sensor size as a crop sensor or Super 35 sensor as the 6K camera, but it only does 4K. You can't do 6K on it. Same sensor size though. But no dual ISO. And I've just started to use that with the other cameras, and what I'm really excited about getting with the FX9 with that is the dual ISO works so great. It is amazing. You can get really clean images at this high ISO, and it's very useful. So another shoot I was doing with this camera, I had to do some very low light shooting at night of people skating on a skating loop. Very, very low light. It was just lights coming from flames from just little torches around the thing, and there were some kind of Christmas lights up, but very little light. I used the Blackmagic 4K because of the dual ISO. This would be definitely noisy when you start getting over 1600 ISO. Otherwise, those are my only real things with the camera. I mean, there's no other gripes with this camera. I think it's great. It works well. The menu system, like all the other Blackmagic cameras, is very simple and thought out and it's just straightforward. It's not a Sony menu system that's just a pain in the butt. So I have a good hunch that it's probably going to be a dual ISO camera coming out at NAB from these guys from Blackmagic. Possibly 6K, possibly full frame. We'll find out in a few months. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, please give me a thumbs down. If you have a question, please leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. And if you subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. And ring that bell so you'll know next time I upload a video so you can see it right away. Thanks so much, guys.